Hey, it's Dennis Taylor with Lifestyle by Design. I'm excited that you're here watching this video. This is the very first podcast that we put together where we're doing our weekly live stream on YouTube here. And I'm grateful and thankful that you're watching this. We're going to cover some stuff. It's not going to be just regurgitated information or anything like that. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I'm unscripted. I just talk. I've got a couple points I'm going to talk about on these podcasts. Today we're going to have 4 different segments that we're going to talk about. I'm excited to get into all of them. If you're new, you don't know who I am, my name is Dennis Taylor. I'm the founder of Lifestyle by Design. I'm an everyday person. I live in San Antonio, Texas. I've got 4 kids, 1 on the way. I'm a mortgage loan officer and crushed that industry really well last year. The market's changed this year, so things are a little bit different. I've been in the health and wellness space for over 10 years, well, over 8 years, and in owning my own businesses for over 10 years now. So just excited to share this stuff and what I know about designing a life, being healthy, and just pretty much everything with that. I'm going to be more laid back on these than I am in my shorts and my other videos because we're just going to have conversations on this. This platform is going to be something that I'm dedicating myself with and something that we're going to show up because we believe in it. We've worked on this stuff for over 8 years now. We've done different projects and stuff that we put together. And now I think we got something that is, for me, I got a lot of excitement about it. There's a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes going. I got stuff all over my walls for white paper all over my walls. And I've got just scribbled notes and plans and diagrams and points and bullet points and what I need, and I'm just excited because this project is something that I started 2 years ago and then I put it on hold because of the mortgage industry, and then I kind of got into this, like, I don't know, it was like a lull, or I was like lulled to sleep, basically, kind of put in some kind of hypnosis. We were being successful and financially, but like we weren't working on anything, so we exposed ourselves, and I'm going to kind of talk about that later. So let's go over the segments that we're going to talk about today. Segment number 1, we're going to talk about 10 steps to live a healthier lifestyle in 2023. That one is 10 steps. We're going to cover 2 steps, and after I go through the 4 steps, we'll just start into that one. Our second segment is it's what to expect when you start to change your life. What kind of happens when you start to change your life? Kind of what's been happening with me recently of kind of getting attacked. So make sure you stay around to watch that one and talk and hear me talk about that segment because physically it's just been crazy. Segment 3, it's what I'm working on to become more efficient in my life, and maybe some tips and something that can help you. Just when I listen to people and when I do my own personal development, what I do is I focus on taking a couple of good nuggets out of what they talk about. Couple good nuggets, implement them in your life. I'm an implementer, and then use that to help change your life. And then my 4th segment today will be prepare for the worst because winter's coming financially in the market. So we're going to talk about this. This is going to be a live weekly podcast that I'm going to be doing at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to talk about those 10 steps to a healthier lifestyle in 2023. I did a survey to over 5,000 customers, clients, and asked them basically, what I asked them 2 questions, right? So I asked them what was their biggest health concern and what steps they've done in their past to live healthier. So these steps, these 10 steps to be healthier, originate from that survey and from my experience and studies over the last 8 years and kind of the feedback I've got from real people, because we can think that people want A, B, and C, but people actually just want 1, 2, and 3. They want something even simpler than A, B, and C. They want 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've taken all that information and put it into this, and we're going to be talking about that today. So these 10 steps have the possibility of changing your life if you're willing to change your life. That's the thing, is like, I don't believe most people when they say that they want to change their life, because if you want to change your life, you will change your life. But you got to want to change that part of your life. If you want to get something you don't have, you have to become something you're not. Because if you were that, you would have got it by now. So you have to become more. You have to change your life. And what I would say is don't start anything. Don't start nothing if you don't plan on changing. If you don't plan on changing as a person, don't start anything. Don't make plans. Don't get yourself up, excited. and you're like, I'm excited, I'm going to be healthy, and then after this, I'll just go back to my old life, right? You got to change your life in an essence to better your life, to live that best self, right? So here I as a parent, a husband, a son, a brother, a friend, or a colleague, I believe everyone around me deserves the best version of me, and I'm obligated to show up and become that person. I'm obligated to them to show up and become that person. Let me say that again. As a parent, a husband, a son, a brother, a friend, a colleague, I believe everyone around me deserves the best version of Dennis Taylor. The best version of me. The best version of you, right? I'm obligated to those people to show up and become that person, and that's daily steps. And that's what we're doing here on the Lifestyle by Design. We're helping people start to live that life. Everyone can be healthier, right? But even beyond that, walking in your vision, walking in your dreams and your passion and your purpose, that's really what we're doing here. So I'm excited about that. Let me get this going here. So let's jump into segment 1, right? So here's 10 steps to live a healthier lifestyle in 2023. Step number 10. All right. Step number 10 is focus on what you want. Okay. You got to focus on what you want. Step number 10, you got to focus on what you want. People talk about being healthy. People talk about making more money. People talk about changing their life. They even do things. But I don't think people focus enough on what it looks like and focus on what it would look like for you to actually get what you want. Here's a story. I'm going to tell a story because I think you'll get exactly the point of how to implement this in your life by using a principle that I set forth. It was about 16 years ago in 1 month. That's when I met my wife, Bianca. I met her in college. We were in astronomy class together. And in that class, she was so beautiful. So beautiful. I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh. And we were doing an astronomy lab. And so we had to meet up at night and chart the stars. And when I saw her, I wanted to get to know her more. Period. I wanted to get to know her more. So, I remember I got home, and I'll tell you a quick story, which is a funny story. We get there, I scope out the auditorium, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, whoop, there's a honey over there. So I go sit down, and it ends up being behind Bianca. And the professor was talking, and you needed a calculator. And I had TI-83, and I still have it over here on the shelf. And and she was like, I don't have a calculator. You might have a calculator. And I was like, I do. Boom, right over the seat. Here, man. I got you a calculator. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Boo, I got you. She goes and presses on, and it's like, batteries don't work. Batteries don't work. Guy slides in from the right and is like, hey, I got a calculator for you, girl. Oh, thank you. Oh, here's your calculator. Your batteries don't work. Right? Oh, man. So his batteries work. We end up getting paired, us three, me, him, and her, Bianca, to be on a team. We've got to meet up in a couple of days. Not the first week, the second week. We meet up after that. We come to our second class, and I was like, oh, man, I went home that weekend. I got batteries. I got a haircut. I come back in, and I was like, first thing I said out of my mouth, I was like, hey, I got batteries on my calculator. And she was like, what? She doesn't know what she said. What? Anyways, I knew that I wanted her. And so I started thinking about her a lot. I started talking to my roommate about her a lot. I started focusing on her. I started crafting messages on MySpace to her, Facebook to her, just to shoot her a message, and really thinking hard about the words I was using, being careful with my language, not trying to be too much, but I was talking to my roommate all the time about her, thinking about her all the time. And then just when I'm there trying to be cool and calm, like I didn't, I don't really like you, but I've been thinking about you all the time, but I ain't letting her know. I've been thinking about her all the time, that my heart races when I'm around her. I got to calm myself down, right? I was like 21. She was 18, right? I was almost 21. I was 20. I was like, man, I got to be more professional than this, right? I'm not a rookie anymore. I've been here for 3 years already. So, in my junior year. So I was nervous because I really liked her. And I thought about her all the time, and I focused on it. And I was like, what strategies will help me seal that deal? What strategies? And 16 years and 4 days ago, that's when I asked her to be my girlfriend, and we've been together ever since. But I focused hardcore on what I wanted. I would think about what it would look like if we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I would imagine like, hey, we're gonna do these things together, and then she ended up being my wife, and then the things that I had thought about us doing, we did. I focused on what I wanted. Right? I focused on what it would look like in my head. I focused on the future. I didn't look at the past. Like, it didn't matter. The past doesn't matter, right? We can't drive our cars looking in the rearview mirror. We'll wreck. You can't go forward in your life every day always looking at your past and judging yourself and saying, well, I didn't do this, or man, I haven't been successful at that. I've never really had a long-term relationship, a couple, but not long-term, not more than 6 months. And I met her, and we've just been together ever since. And it's because I focus so hard. And I'll tell you this, that if you a lot of people will focus on the activity, like they'll focus on the diet plan or the keto or the weight loss plan or the workout or the exercising. They'll focus on the strategy. They'll focus on the strategy, and they won't focus on the end result. And it's wild. It's wild. And I'll prove it here in a second. I do want to check. I didn't even check it earlier. Check to make sure we're streaming live. Let me make sure here while we're talking. Let me exit out of here. Okay. Perfect. We are. So we got to focus on what we want. Here's what I wanted to bring it back to on that. I've spent a lot of time in my life. I can't quantify. I personally cannot. If you asked me, I could roughly tell you, maybe on a guess if I really thought about it, but since 2015, when I went to Vegas to go see Bob Proctor speak, blown away. Immediately got into his training, quit my job, went full-time in my business, in my health and wellness business. We did that from 2015. We did that all the way through 2018. I've spent so many hundreds of hours consuming his content, and I believe 100% what he talks about, because he didn't make it up. Someone else made it up, and he just talks about it. He didn't invent anything, right? And it makes me think, like, if I asked you, what color is your car? You could tell me what color your car was because you would see your car in your head, right? If I asked you to describe your first car, you would see the picture of that first car in your head, the ugliest car, the fastest car, whatever it is, you know? It don't matter what it is. You see it in your head, right? That's what humans have. They have that ability to see things in their head. So when you see that in your head, you're creating that mental picture in your head. Your subconscious mind does not know that that's a real picture or a fake picture. It just knows that it's that image. So whatever you want in your life, you have to make a mental image of that picture, and you have to see yourself, and it has to become vibrant. It has to become crystal clear because you thought about it a lot. You put a lot of time and effort in the small, minute details of what your life looks like. It will manifest itself in your life. Whatever you hold in your mind, whatever thoughts you hold in your mind, whether you fear them or revere them, will at once make themselves manifest. That's not the exact quote that Andrew Carnegie says in here, but it's one of the main quotes he says is that whatever you hold on your mind, whatever thoughts you hold on your mind, whatever thoughts. Let's pull that one up here real quick. Let's see if we can add a screen here. I know we can. Let's add a cancel here. Let's add a screen, a browser. Okay. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Oh, I guess we can. That's not what we're going to do. That's not what we're going to do while we're on here. We're going to delete that out. Yep. We want to move that out. We want to get a image slideshow, a display capture. Okay, we're going to not put that here, and we're going to bring this over here for you guys. So now what we're doing is we're going to watch, we're going to put this here. We're going to move this back. Let's go look that quote up. Always look everything up. Move right here. Where is it? Huh. Well, we didn't, man, that's not. Okay. That surprises me. That's what it ended up being. Man, really surprised on that one. Let me see if that changes it. There it is right there. Got it pulled up and it was right there. Any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, that you think about, that is either feared or revered, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. This was the most successful man of his generation that came from nothing. True rags to riches. Any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, that either feared or revered, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. It's what you focus on. That's how you change your life. That's how you live a healthier lifestyle, because you focus on that healthier lifestyle. You focus on doing more. You focus on becoming more. So let's go back here. Here. Okay, perfect here. All right, so now we're here. Let's come back. Let's rein this in. Step number 9 we have is, step number 9 here is going to be exercise and sweat regularly. Exercise and sweat regularly. I'll tell you this, when people come to me, the first thing I ask them, how much are you exercising? How much are you walking? How much are you moving? That's what I ask on consultations and things like that nature, because I need to know that they're willing to move their body, because a lot of the reasons why people don't have energy is because they don't exercise and they're not moving their body. Our bodies are bodies of energy. If we don't move our body, we're not going to have that energy. We're not going to create the energy it needs to change our life. You have to sweat a little bit. You have to walk. We're not built for these box cars and box jobs and all these boxes. You know, we're meant for a more spontaneous life, a more moving life, walking, seeing things, being out in nature, creating that energy of life, getting that vitamin D. Exercise makes your muscles release endorphins and chemicals in your body that make you feel good, helps you digest food better. It helps your muscular skeletal system, helps you live longer. I mean, it's just benefits of just exercising and moving. We have to move our body to create more energy. And that's step number 9. So step number 10 was focusing on what you want, and step 9 was exercising and sweating regularly. So we'll continue up on that series on next week. So we're going to transition here to our next segment. We're going to talk about kind of what to expect when you start changing your life. A lot of people start changing their life and they hit a road bump and then they quit because they don't have the proper expectations. So that's a huge thing. And I'll give you an example of proper expectations. I'm in the loan office. I'm a loan officer. And I'm very good at it. And one of the reasons why is because I set great expectations with my customers. I set so good of expectations that they'll know step by step what's about to happen coming down the pipeline for them. They know when a document's going to get there. They're going to know how to check it. They're going to know who's going to call them. And I just do a good job of setting expectations and letting them know if we have this by here, we can close here. I have very high closing and funding rates. I have very high pull-through rates, which means it goes all the way through to funding. And I have a very high turnaround from when they start to when they fund. And it's because I set great expectations, right? So a lot of the people don't set good expectations about what success is going to look like and feel like. They think that they're going to have to get it quickly within a month or two and change their life, even though it took them a decade to get to that health state. They don't set the expectations that if they don't change it with their life, if they go back to their old patterns, they'll get their old results. The results that we get in our life come from a vibration that we're in. And so if you don't change your life, you're going to go back to that old vibration. Think of like a recorder, a record player, right? That record player has grooves in it. Then that's what creates that sound, is those moving of the grooves. That's the vibration we have creates our life. We have a vibration that creates the life we're in right now. If you want a different life, you have to create a different vibration, right? Here's other things to expect when you start to change your life. When you start to change your life and you actually start to hit that ground running and you start to actually create more, right? No one has a problem when you're underachieving. No one has a problem with you when you're underachieving. I mean, sometimes, right? They do have the show intervention for a reason, but on the most part, no one has a problem, right? But when you start achieving, it starts to bother people. When you start achieving, it starts bothering people, where people start murmuring about you, talking about you. It's like crabs in a bucket, right? You try to move from their environment, you try to level up your life, right? Then they got a problem with that. And it's not that they don't want you to be successful. They do. If you really ask them, they really do want you to be successful. They just don't want you to leave. And they might be going nowheres. That's what I call them, going nowhere mans. Going nowhere womans. People. Going nowheres. And it's okay to have some kind of relationship with people who live that life, family and stuff like that, but if you're gonna live a higher life and bless others and take care of your family and everything, and you're gonna put yourself in a position financially to bless your kids and your community, like you can't be around a lot of going nowhere's people. You got to be around achievers, and it's gonna be a problem, right? I know recently with me, it just kind of like I've been working on doing that. I've been feeling that pressure. I've been drawn back to my spiritual faith, right? And you don't have to be a believer, but it's just principles, right? Started strengthening my walk with the Lord and with God, and praying and asking for guidance and help and discipline and maturity to create something. And like I noticed that when I actually like touch my spirit and really connect with God and get to know him more and build that relationship, like boom, the enemy comes in. The devil comes in to destroy. The devil comes in to attack. Like no problems with me over the last year and a half when I'm not trying to change my life, when I'm not trying to bless others and change others' lives, when I'm not trying to do things that I feel like I'm called to do. No attacks, right? You're good, dude. It's just live in that fog, man. Like just be a sheep, right? But once you start changing your situation, there's going to be resistance, and you'll see it, especially if you start strengthening your walk with the Lord. There's going to be a resistance. There's not any resistance when you're not. And even when you are a believer, but you're just lukewarm, there's no resistance, right? There's no need to. But when you start to get positive with the Lord, you start loving the Lord more, boom, he's going to come in, right? So same thing in your life. You're going to have to drop people in your life that don't add value back to you on the value that you add to them. If it's a one-way relationship where you're adding value and they're never adding value to you, like, why would you do that? You got to drop people sometimes, right? You got to put yourself in a position where you're the one you have to win to help others. You have to bless yourself to bless others. So just be very careful about that, because sometimes it'll be such big of a shock that people will just be knocked off the whole path and just stop. They're like, that hurts too much. I can't go that route. I can't do that. So just be careful with that part. Okay, so let's transition here again. I wish I could have taken a picture of this. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Segment 3, what we're talking about here is what I'm working on to become more efficient. So I have been doing this program that I have. It's called a 30-day Jumpstart. This is my flagship program. This is a calendar. Okay, we're going to look at this and I'm going to bring it up. So this is a calendar, and I'm excited about this. Today is day 28 of 30. So here's how the Jumpstart goes. You got to put 30 days in a row. If you miss a day, you got to start over. So when I started that, I've done this. I started this over 2 years ago, but I hadn't done it in a long time, and so I restarted it recently. I went 2 weeks, and then I had some ice cream with my family and had to reset. I could have lied and said, hey, well, my dad was in town, like lie in my head, be like, no one's watching, but I wanted to make sure that I went through this the whole way. And I'll explain a little bit about what it is. Sorry, I got a little, like I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. All right. Excuse me on that one. Sorry about that. Okay. So day 28 of the 30-day Jumpstart. So this Jumpstart is a program that helps you get going again, right? So if you're like in a stale, at rest, or like a dead state in your like health journey or your life or your purpose or passion, like when you're dead stopped and you're not chasing your mission, you're not growing with purpose and passion, you're not moving forward. When you're in that state, to get things going, you need something like a Jumpstart, because it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of work to build that momentum up. It takes a lot of work to get that momentum again. And it comes in spurts, right? It's never a straight line in success. It's always like a hills and valleys. I get it. But you got to have some kind of Jumpstart to get you going again. So here's my 30-day Jumpstart. So every day that I do the 30-day Jumpstart, I get a big red X. And then the other days you'll see these black X's. Those are every day that I made a video. So they're kind of different. They're different. So I'll talk about both of them. But here, here's what it's been over the last couple of weeks. We got a bunch of X's. So I'm going to put one on tonight because I'm making a video right now as we talk. So this is my video today. And then I got a couple more things. So with a 30-day Jumpstart, I have that inside of my program that I help people become healthy again. And if you have any interest in that, leave your name or say I've got interest in your program in the comment. But with that program, you do just a handful of things every day for 30 days. You build momentum because you start winning. One thing that I've been doing is I've been doing 10 push-ups and 10 sit-ups every night. And I can do push-ups like a champ now. Like slow, methodical, like every day I'm doing push-ups like a champ. So I'm loving that. And I've really seen that for me. The eating sweets, I haven't had anything sweet to eat in almost 30 days. I've lost a little bit of weight, but I've also gained it back with muscle. And then I've lost a little bit of fat, I believe. So it's just something good that's been working for me. I'm working every day on creating content every single day because I feel like my gift and passion is talking and teaching and helping people. So I'm working in my gift every single day because I work on my job, and then I come home and I work on me and I work on my gift. I work on building a system around your gift. You have to build a system around your gift, right? Another thing I've been doing, and this could help you too, talking about focusing, I've been working on envisioning my dreams and what it looks like when that is accomplished and I'm full-time doing that. What does that look like? I get that picture in my head and I see myself like talking on stage, talking in my Facebook group, talking in the community of people with Lifestyle by Design. I see myself going on trips with the community, Lifestyle by Design, down to the Bahamas or the islands or something, and we've got like yoga classes and stuff going on. I see that stuff in my head because if you can't see it, like it's not going to take place, right? Everything was created first in the mind and then in reality. So if you can't see it in your head, it's not going to happen. So I've just been working on praying for my dreams and visions and disciplines every day. And then I've just been exercising. I've been very good at that. I've been waking up around like 4:30 in the morning and going to the gym before work. And then just getting in some work, for about 30, 40 minutes in the gym every day, Monday through Friday. And then taking the weekends off doing some physical, something else for exercise. So that's kind of what's been going on with me, working on my disciplines, because I'm trying to build a movement here, trying to build a community of people who want to live a healthy lifestyle together, people who want to, kind of break off from the pack and start living a different lifestyle, one where they're living in their purpose and their passion. So that's what's up with me. So let's talk about this last topic that I have here. This will be the final segment for tonight. This will be segment number 4, which is prepare for the worst. because winter is coming. It is. The market's bad. The market's bad. And it's getting worse. And if the Fed keep raising rates like they do, we're going to see home ownership being hard to buy new homes for a long time if rates stay up. The way they are right now as a loan officer, like a lot of less people are getting qualified because it's just it impacts your payments. Like people call in and they're they got like $1,100 payment and they're like, I need help. And I'm like, man, you're lucky. Like you can't you can't rent, you can't buy for $1,100 no more. That ain't even there, right? A lot of people are struggling. Like it's bad. We're gonna see if things keep going up. If it doesn't hit an inflection point where we start seeing things level off, it's gonna get bad because you're seeing people's budgets being really stretched. You're seeing credit card debt at a high, all-time high. You're seeing less people being able to afford mortgages, which is be more time with houses sitting on the market, which will impact the market itself and make us more into a recession. It's just like a bunch of factors that are playing in, and it's just getting harder for every single. That's what I do every day. Is I talk to people and they're struggling because their escrow has gone up, right? Their insurance has gone up, taxes are going up. Oh, everyone cashed out. Everyone, yay, we got a lot of cash, equity. Property taxes went up. And guess what? You probably got a shortage letter because we're basing taxes on your escrow from last year and you underpaid and now they're higher now. So even if you pay the shortage, your payment's going up. And then if you don't pay the shortage, your payment's going way high. And the insurance is up because you gotta insure more property value. So while it's a good thing to have the escrow, the equity, it also hurts that payment every month. Because we don't own these homes, man. We're just custodians, man. We're a custodian of this stuff, right? Because if you don't pay taxes or taxes, or you don't have to insure it after your mortgage is gone, I would, but you don't have to. But if you don't pay your taxes, you're going to lose that property. So it's just getting hard. So you have to prepare for. You gotta get a budget on your money, right? You gotta be a little frugal, a good steward. You need to be a great steward of your money. I believe you need to be a good steward of your money when times are hard and a great steward of your money when times are good. Because when times are good, if you're not a great steward, you'll spend carelessly. And when times are hard, if you're a good steward, you're going to make it through. You could be a great one and you'll really make it through, but at least a good one and you'll make it through. If you're a great one during the good times, you'll set your hard times will be easy. So you have to prepare for that, whatever it is. Cut back a little bit, cook more. We do almost every meal at home. On the weekends, sometimes we'll eat out, but we cook. We have to. We got too many kids. We got a lot of mouths to feed. That's what happens when you get a lot of babies. But we have to prepare. And that's what we've been doing. That's what I've been doing. Just building our business, building this community, because you can't rely on one income anymore. Whatever your purpose and your passion is, if you have a side hustle or whatever it is, whatever that side income is, you can't rely on only one income. It's going to be risky because if this market gets worse and it gets out of control and the political parties just keep fighting each other and they don't create change and it just hurts the everyday American, and then the industries are down and then people are layoffs. They've already gone through 3 layoffs at where I work at. So it's like you can't rely on one income. Whatever that side income is, we need to use our minds that are divine and have just an inherent ability to create. Because we're creative beings, like we have the ability to create things, right? I'm creating this, I'm creating content, I'm creating a video, right? You can create something with your mind that can pay you. You need to think about that. You can't just float through life aimlessly. You can't just blindly go through life and not let your creativity flow. Your creativity can bless your family. Your creativity can bless you and your situation and other people, right? What if you're able to build a company, and out of that company you're blessing families with great jobs, with a great employer, with great benefits, and you're setting them up to show, there's just so many people that because you're not walking in your gift and your dream. Me too. And I'm talking to myself here. I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to Dennis too. You have to walk in that dream to bless others. There ain't no way around that. So we have to prepare. We have to prepare because we can't get caught off guard. And I told myself in 2020 that I wasn't going to get caught off guard again. And then I got duped by being in a great position and a good job. And I quit thinking about what my purpose and passion was, because from time to time you think that money will be that. You think that money will be the end all be all, but it ain't about the money only. Made a lot of money last year as a loan officer. I did. I think I funded over $34 million in property in fundings. I had $34 million in my first 10 months on the floor. Killed it. We did great. Still not happy. Not satisfied. I'm not walking in my dream. I haven't built anything for Dennis. I have it right here. I'm building something for someone else and not for my family. All of those loans, that's not residual for me. That's a one-time payment for a commission. And I told myself in 2020, I wasn't going to rely on a company. I was going to change. So here I am back again here now. Smarter, stronger, more skilled, way more mature, and way more focused. It's real now. Like 100% real. Like I feel it in my bones. Like this is what I was made to do. Right here. Right here is teach people, show people how to live their life. Show them that they're the ones that are going to design it. That they've got to take hold. They've got to lay hold of their own life. You got to lay hold of your own life. And you got to keep moving forward with those people, with a community of people. And that's the key. That's the key. You can't do this on your own. As hard as you try, you got to have a system. You got to have a support team. You got to. No one was on. You ain't doing it on your own. We're not monks here. Okay? So, again, this is Dennis Taylor with Lifestyle by Design. Go ahead, smash the subscribe button so you can get more great content like this. We're going to do this every Sunday. I'm just excited we get the first one out of the way. We're going to keep trekking on. We're going to keep keeping it fresh, adding in some stuff. And at some point, we're going to do some more live Q&As on some Zoom calls and stuff like that. So excited that you watched this. If you got value, let me know what you got in the comments so I can communicate with you. And we will see you on the next one. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining.